Skirt up on skirt down, you acting like me, acting like we wasn't more than a summer fling. I said farewell, you took it well. Promise I won't cry over spilled milk. Give me a paper towel, give me another valley, give me another hour or two, hour or two. Good skirt don't know you, big dirt do it for fun. Don't take it personal, baby. Love on my lady, love to my lady. Lady of you.
Why you bother me? Why you bother me? Why you bother me? Last time I checked, you were the one that left me in the rest. Me in the mess. You all I like my style. That's that most city, that's right. That you can't go around at night. You like to give me eye. You know what, know I'm the style. You like when I make God, you say, let me make you fire. Let me come inside. Let me come I'll be on the side, I'll be on the way. I'll be on the way, you can meet me in the vibe. I'll be your man, I'll be your day. I'll be your day. Put it in the vibe, I'll be on the side, I'll be on the way. I'll be on the way, you can meet me in the vibe. I'll be your man, I'll be your day. I'll be your day. Put it in the vibe, I'll be on the side, I'll be on the way. I'll be on the way, you can beat me in the vibe. I'll be your man, I'll be your day. I'll be your day. Put it in the vibe, I'll be on the side, I'll be on the way. I'll be on the way, you can beat me in the vibe. I'll be your man, I'll be your day. I'll be your day.
In it, fight it, go. How many from the club want to go? I know you see it. I know you see it.
I'm like in it, mine, more. How many in the club want to go?
I know you see it. I know you see it. I'm like bam, I know you want some. She chewing on the tip like a piece of bubble yum. I know you see it. I know you see it.
Used to blaze in my youth. Oh yeah, Egyptian. Oh, y'all me want me hold ya. Put me arms around you. Y'all give me the tightest hold me ever get seen in my life.
Esta es una remezcla exclusiva para www.formatommusic.com.
Y'all give me the tightest hold me ever get seen in my life.
My one, don't hold ya. My arms right around ya. Baby, you give me the tightest hold me ever get in my life. Baby, I wanna squeeze ya. My arms right around ya. Baby, you give me the tightest hold me ever get in my life. Ladies and gentlemen,
baby, I wanna hold ya. Put my arms right around ya. Boy, you give me the strongest. Follow me everything in my life. Baby, I wanna squeeze ya. Put me thing right around ya. Boy, you give me the strongest. Follow me everything in my life.
The pole.
Got somebody, she's a beauty, very special, really and truly. Take good care of me, like it's her duty. Walk right by my side, night and day. No letting go, no holding back, because you are my lady. When I'm with you, it's all I got. Girl, I'm so
Welcome to FYG Live, 20 minutes of insights and inspiration for students, educators, and parents. I'm one of your hosts, Charlie Kane, and the content producer here at Find Your Grind. And with me, who just dropped that fire set, is the one and only Kayleen.
Yeah. Hi, Carly.
That's good. We're getting better at it. How are you
You
doing,
know,
Kayleen?
I'm good. I had way too much coffee today. I just realized just now. For some reason, when we go live, I'm like, this is real. People are here. We're watching. We're doing it, and the coffee hit. So I'm in it. I'm excited.
We
I'm
need it.
doing good.
We
We
need
have
that energy. Come
oh
bring it.
yeah,
Come bring it.
always.
All right, so let's jump in it. This week's theme is focused around taking it one step at a time. So, how to manage in a time of disruption and talking about what does productivity look like right now. Our next couple of interviews will be in the lens of entertainers and contributors. So those who are freelancers and or contractors because of the industry that they're in or the nature of their work. For those who are creatives or thinking about pursuing this lifestyle, we'll be picking the brains of those in the industry and talking about the highs and lows of their work and how they are managing or pivoting today. Kayleen, who are we talking to today?
Okay, well, hold on. My mic is working. Okay, cool. Sorry. I practice makes get my 10,000 hours in. That's what I'm doing. Okay, today we have my friend. I'm calling her a friend now. Alexa, I think we are friends. My
Yeah.
friend Alexa Hernandez, and she is a one in a million already just from hanging out. That I already know. She's a makeup artist, men's groomer, and she's worked with so many different people, so many different magazines: Flaunt magazine, GQ, Versace's, um, Tame Impala, Kid Cudi, Tyler the Creator. Anyone that you probably is like, oh, they're really cool. My girl has hung out with them. She met them and she knows them, and she's legit, and she is really good at what she does, and just a really good human. So we have Alexa here today with us. Woo-hoo.
Oh, that was very sweet. Thank you.
All from the heart, all real.
I feel it. I feel it.
Alexa, how are you doing today? Thanks so much for joining us this
Yeah,
afternoon.
of course. I'm doing great. It's the sun's peeking into my bedroom. I think it's warm outside, so I'm going to go explore that after this. Feeling good.
Awesome. Awesome. Great to hear. Well, we want to get right into it. I mean, I'm
Okay,
so
let's do it.
interested in your career path and your journey, and you've done such amazing work so far. How did you even get your
Thank you.
start?
Um, it's a long, I mean, it's kind of a long story. I knew I wanted to be in the fashion industry. And so I went to FITM and I studied merchandise marketing. Then I switched to beauty industry merchandise marketing. And then I had a retail environment teacher, Mrs. Marcus, that told us, go get a job at a company that you can see yourself growing with. So I was obsessed with makeup tutorials at the time. This was like 2009, the height of it. Um, so I went to go get a job at Sephora, and I worked at Sephora for 4 years. And there would be freelancers that would come in there, and I would talk to them, pick their brain, and also I got to practice makeup. I got to play on everyone's skin, and I figured this is what I'm good at, and this puts me in the fashion industry. I'm just not gonna fight the current, and I'm just gonna go with it. It makes me happy. And so I'm a naturally curious person. I remember the one time I was driving to the Philadelphia Zoo with my dad, and I was asking so many questions. And he was like, curiosity killed the cat. And I was like, no. And there was literally a billboard that said, curiosity didn't kill any cat. And I was like, that was the universe telling me that just keep asking all these questions. So I would pick these freelancers' brains and I'd be like, I want to be the makeup artist that's in the magazines, and I want to be the makeup artist doing people's makeup for red carpets. How do I get here? And one freelancer was like, just keep asking questions, keep talking, keep introducing yourself to people, keep talking to people. And then this is the age of Instagram, the beginning of Instagram. So I would go on Instagram, Google the hashtags makeup artist. So then my knowledge of like professional makeup artists was starting to grow. As well as like I Googled anything and everything. Like if it's the dumbest question, I will still Google it just because I'd rather learn the proper way than assume that I know it and like do something wrong, you know? And I would Google how to become a professional makeup artist. And through my Google searching, I found that you have to test shoot, and you test shoot, and you assist, and through that, I was like, well, how do I become an assistant? It's like you have to work to get your portfolio, and then you reach out to agencies, and then agencies pair you up with other makeup artists. And I got to assist makeup artists like Monica Blunder, Patty LaBrosse, Isamaya French, Georgie Isdale, Melanie Iglesias, Sir John, um, just to name a few. And I learned so much from them because it's like go to school, but I think the best knowledge is to be in the field. And just I worked really hard, and through my assisting, I made connections with the agencies, and the agencies started to recognize my name. And then about 2 years ago, I got signed to the agency of my dreams, which was Forward Artist. And
Wow.
that's like when like on top of my connections, like networking is so important as a freelancer. It's like talk to anyone and everyone because even if you don't gain something career wise, you are gaining a new friend or you're learning a new experience, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And I think I would go out a lot and I would like see these photographers that I really looked up to on Instagram, and then I would like if I was like attendants of the trees, I'd be like, "Oh my god, you're that person. Like I love your work." And I would connect with them, and they became a new friend, and then eventually it'd be like, "Oh, we should actually shoot together." Um through those connections and then my agency's connections, like that's where things started picking up for me, and like my name started getting out there. And also I feel like assisting really helped me in the professional side. So like when I got those major clients, I knew how to handle it professionally.
Right.
um and my kit was professional, my attire was professional, my etiquette was professional, because like you can know how to do makeup, but if you don't have these other things, like you'll only get so far.
Right.
Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a lot there
there's
that
a
you
lot.
just told us. I mean, I
Yeah.
love the whole journey, and I think that's every everything that creatives need to understand. Like one, you do usually start off somewhere in a different industry or something related to what you thought you were gonna do, but it all it all adds up, or it all contributes to one another. So you wanted to be in fashion, and maybe you thought you wanted to be a fashion buyer, or a merchandise or in merchandising, but then it ended up you actually wanting to be a makeup artist, and that's through all the self discovery that you did with working at Sephora, with like really connecting with what you really like to do, you know. And I
Yeah.
love you remembered your teacher's name. I feel like, I mean, I remember some really influential like teachers that I had to who told me to like pursue something. So I love that. I love how educators
Yeah,
really make an impact on us. What would you say?
honestly.
Yeah, what would you say your big break was? I know you talked about the
Ooh.
industry, but was there a particular like job that like led you to that or anything like that?
I can't say that I would pinpoint it on one big break. I feel as I feel like you gain momentum.
Yeah,
Like I feel like it can happen so many different ways for makeup artists. There's like makeup artists that have a consistent great body of work. And then there's like the makeup artist that lands with the megastar.
yeah,
I feel as I'm the type of makeup artist that has consistent body of work.
yeah,
Like there's like different types of makeup artists too. There's like celebrity, there's fashion, those can overlap. There's TV and film, and then there's like wedding makeup artists. I find myself to be more of a fashion celebrity makeup artist where I have some celebrity that I work with and then I have a lot of body of fashion. And
Yeah.
I feel like as fashion makeup artists, like you what's it called? You have to provide consistent body of work because you have to catch the eye of different photographers and different clients
Hmm.
that know you can bring something refreshing to the table. So that's why they want to hire you.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and also it's it's a long marathon. It's not a sprint. Like you need to like be able to be as fresh at 25 years old when I start or 23 when I first started to like when I'm 50 something, you know,
Yeah.
like it needs to be refreshing throughout my career. Otherwise there's going to be an end point.
How many hours do you think you put in before you've been signed on to an agency?
Oh, it's crazy. I say it like this. I'm like, you work so hard to get to one point and then you have to start all over at the next point.
Gotcha.
I I started freelancing at 23 and then I got signed about 2 years ago at 27. So it was like and I was very fortunate that my dad supported me like the little he could. It wasn't like my life was made. I was like living on the bare minimum just so I could pick up and go any opportunity that came. So I did a lot of test shoots, a lot of driving the Joshua Tree with like the cheesiest models and styling, a lot of like nightmare shoots just to make connections and to have a body of work.
Yeah.
On top of that, I was assisting and um, still networking.
Yeah.
So I think I put in at least 4 years of hard work. Like not it wasn't like I took it easy by any means. Like I consistently went for it every single day.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. So, how many years have you put in then before you started getting paid? Because a lot of it, I'm sure, is like you're just taking the gigs so you can make those connections and network, right? So, I
Yeah,
think a lot of kids these days are like, this is my price, or this is my fee, or this is my rate right now. But it's like
yeah.
you can't do that yet. So, when did you start, I guess, charging?
I felt comfortable. Honestly, I felt comfortable like charging what I was worth up until about 2 years ago. Before then, I had been working with whatever opportunity came my way, and then I was mostly doing assistant work,
Hmm.
which you're sometimes working harder than the key. Like
Right.
you're running around. Sometimes you're the manager of the other artists. You need to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of your key artist, and you need to be like make sure it goes smooth for them. Like and you're working 12-hour days for like an eighth of what the key is making.
Right.
So I would say I probably like 4 or 5 years
Yeah. That's
before I
Mhm.
was like,
Yeah.
this is my rate and I'm not budging.
Yeah.
But even then, as like where I am now in my career, it's not only monetary. There's different aspects. Like if something comes in low budget, and it's a upcoming like musician and it's a music videos are long, there's
Yeah.
not the best situation sometimes, but if it's an opportunity to get in with the record label, the director, and most importantly that artist, you've already tripled
True.
that day rate.
Yeah.
So that I think it's also important, that being said, is to be aware on who's up and coming, what's the trends, and like be aware of popular culture, not when it hits, but before it hits. Because then you can really seize your opportunities and get the most value out of your opportunity.
Right. That's really great advice. I mean, two
Yeah.
things there. I mean, just saying yes to every opportunity just so
Yeah.
that you can get the experience and because you're passionate and want to learn. So that's really important. And two, just
being aware, being aware of yourself, but also being aware of like others. And like you said, trends, but I like to just phrase that as just like being aware of like everyone else, you know, and like believing in other talent and believing in other people because you do hit a certain like mark in your career or whatnot, and then it's time to like help other people or bring other people on. So I like
Mm-hmm.
how you're now in a position where you can be like, oh, I believe in this person. Like, I know, like, I can help contribute to their career. So, like, let's work together, you know?
Yeah, and those I think relationships usually are the most fruitful because you know how the Hollywood Reporter, or well, the Hollywood Reporter every year comes out with their glam team, the celebrity and their glam team.
Yeah.
And I assisted Patty Dubrow for like 2 years, and I think she's a perfect example of the glam team and their star because she does Margot Robbie on the regular, and she's always getting best dressed, constantly getting praise for her makeup, and that's because the
Yeah.
team works together
Yeah.
well. And they took a chance when she was just starting.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, how have you been doing? I know your industry has been impacted greatly with COVID-19. So
Hmm.
how are you managing the disruption, and are you pivoting at all, or are you just anchoring in?
Yeah, I'm definitely pivoting. I'm a creative person, and I've kind of come into this headspace of being water and just going with it. And like, this is out of my control. That's also when you have that mindset as a freelancer, the floodgates open with work.
Yeah.
Honestly, they do. Because it's a career that you have to be patient and believe that it's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's easily to become depressed and sad. And, this pandemic that's happening, it's out of my control. It's out of my control. There's nothing I can do besides take care of myself, work on the things that I can actively work on to make sure I'm safe and healthy and protected.
Yeah.
I'm also a ceramicist, so I've really leaned into that. It gives me my creative flow. I It's been something that's kind of been a little on the back burner, but now, my therapist told me this once. If you don't find vulnerability, it's either you find vulnerability or vulnerability will find you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good.
And yeah, I shout out to Paul Kindman. He so ceramics has kind of been on the back burner, and I think during this pandemic life was like, hey, you have something good here, but you have time to focus on this now.
Yeah.
So I'm currently working to really make that my sustainable business, and like upgrading it from a hobby into
Yeah.
another business of mine.
Oh yeah. That's
I
cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen your
Thanks. Thanks.
ceramics and it's beautiful. Like I need to cop as everybody knows.
Thanks. Thanks. Matcha cups on their way.
So good. I think I tried to get
Thank
that,
you.
but it was like sold out already. So yeah, beautiful work.
Well, there are more coming.
So how do you
She's
think
doing one right now. She's doing a ceramic as we speak.
Actually.
how do you think this will impact your industry in the future when they lift all of the restrictions? Do you even think it'll impact the industry? Like what do you think will happen?
I do. I do think it'll impact it. I feel that we're going to go into a new way of doing things physically, like just in the physical act of applying makeup. More standards, like higher standards, will go into place. I think through the age of Instagram, there was a lot of makeup artists that jumped into the field without knowing proper sanitation protocol, or like what it is to have a clean kit. Like I have a lot of clients see my kit and they're like, "Oh my god, like I can tell you're professional." I mean, these are the standards, and I think because of the age of Instagram, we've let we've lowered standards for a lower rate, or
Mm,
to trade for clout versus
yeah.
professionalism.
Yeah.
I also think that as artists in general, like, you see these posts going around that, like, when they say artists don't have value, like during these times we're going to books, movies, TVs, poems, like this is like the environment works together, you know? Like entertainment is what suits the hardworking like frontliners, and it suits the kids that are stressed out, and it suits the mom that like just needs to a vacation from everything, you know? Like I think there's going to be a higher value or hopefully respect for everyone and what they do and how they contribute to this thing we call life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You said something earlier, Alexa, that before no one feel left out, but it was before the live stream. But you said something about how like people are taking more value into who are you as a human compared to
Mm.
who are you, and people say, oh, I'm a this, I'm a DJ, I'm a makeup artist, like an occupation, and like putting more focus on the who as in the whole. And art's a big part of that. People, I think people, you're right. People are putting the like heart, the heart part into their lives now because they feel like you can't. If it's a day, I'm just working and then I'm still at home and I'm supposed to be working still because I'm at home because my work's at home and this is where I work on the couch. And then like my friend the other day, we're FaceTiming and he was like, "This is my couch. This is where I watch TV. This is where I go my work calls. This is where I edit videos. This is where I." And I was just like, "You need a different place. Like you need a something else." And the poor guy, like you're right though. You can't. It's hard to separate the. How do you find the? It always like mixing it together, and people are leaning on that a lot. I like what you said earlier. I even wrote it down that you people when you were hustling, you were seeing you're taking every opportunity that you could get, but you also
Mhm.
were looking for opportunities. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's a great like you're taking them and then you're seeing them because that's like, oh, that's golden because people don't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna ask my lightning round questions now. First of all, so in the bio that we said about you, we said that you're a men's groomer and makeup artist, which clearly, if you
Mhm.
didn't know that, you haven't really been listening this whole time. But um, so my first question is, as a makeup artist slash groomer slash every other artistic thing that you're doing on someone's body, what is your favorite part to do art on, or what is your favorite part to make up or to groom or whatever? Like, is there? Because I feel like there's so many pieces. You could do eyebrows, you can do eyes, you can do lip. Like, where do you really go? Yes, I want to get weird with this today.
Ooh, okay, I have two answers to that. Like the thing that really makes me feel achieved and like validates me every time I kill it as where I am professionally is when I do skin.
Ooh,
I can do someone's like someone that has pigmentation, full set acne, but still make them look like that was their God given skin. It never looks heavy.
Mm.
You would never be able to tell. Like that's I think where my specialty lies as a groomer. You know, like
cool.
I can give coverage without it being able to like you to see because as a man you don't want to see makeup at all.
Yeah.
So and then getting weird, I think the whole body is a canvas for me. Like I just like to use color. I like to use color, like you use texture. Like there are no rules for me. It's like the same way someone paints on a canvas. Like the body is my canvas. Like I will do whatever wherever I want. Like sorry about it, poor model. Like you're gonna look weird after this.
Cool. Yeah, because I don't really know that I didn't even think about. I mean, Charlie and I kind of talked about skin before. Like, yeah, people have because I was going through your Instagram. I'm like, he looks amazing, but like she probably did his like face, like his facial hair and then the hair. But like, I know there's more into this. I just don't know enough about what grooming goes into grooming. And like, you're right, probably taking off or like adding on or adding so much art to that. That's
Yeah.
what that
And
is.
like when it goes to grooming, I'm doing their foundation, but the thing is it's not you can't see it. We don't want you to see it.
Yeah,
I
it is
wouldn't
art.
have even thought that you put foundation on those photos that I've seen.
Yeah,
Most of those guys
yeah.
are wearing foundation. It's like everyone's human, so no one looks picture perfect. So we do what we need to get it to look that way and to last.
Yeah. Okay. So the the next thing I want to know is now this following with me. You're at the
Mhm.
hairdresser, okay? And you're sitting there and they're cutting your hair, or you're in an Uber and you're
Mhm.
right in the back. There's always like a, do we talk the whole time? Do we not talk? What, like the professionalism, do you small talk? Do you only say jokes? 'Cause I had a hairdresser that only was talking to me about movies. Every time we sat down, she was like, "Seen any good movies?" And I was like, "We need to change up this conversation. We talk about the same thing. It's not stimulating for me." But I'm a talker. So like you were talking about like professionalism earlier, and you really learned a lot when you were assisting and stuff. So like, is there? I want to know whenever you come and you, because like you said, it's more than just you can work with a team, but you're also very professional, and like the way you are as a human is why people hire you as well, why you work with people.
Mhm.
So what do people expect, or what do you like to bring to the table when you're like, I'm coming in, you're sitting with me? Do you like play music? Do you like, what's the vibe like whenever you're getting someone into the zone?
I vibe it out. I genuinely vibe it out. Like I first introduce myself. If it's the first time I'm working with the client, I introduce myself. I start making a little bit of small talk. Through that, you can hear the red flags. Like someone wants to talk to you or they don't. And then by the third question, if they don't want to talk to you, shut up.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people get removed from set when they talk way too much. Like,
Yeah.
just shut up. And sometimes your energy is just enough. Like, someone I remember when I was younger, I said to a client, I was like, "Oh, I'm so quiet." She's like, "You know what? Your energy is like exactly what I need when you do my makeup." And then like I asked, "Can I play music?" And if they're into it, they're into it. If they ask me to take it off, whatever, we'll take it off. You know what I mean? But it's usually about making a comfortable setting, not making yourself the star of the show.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Good.
that's
Good
good.
tip.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Especially when you are working like behind the scenes, or if you are a contributor, you are contributing,
Yeah.
you're helping somebody else. So we
It's a
asked,
it's
oh, go
team
ahead.
effort. It's team effort. At the end of the day, it's team
Exactly.
effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ask this question to all our mentors. What
Hmm.
does find your grind mean to you?
I think going for your passion wholeheartedly, like just going for it, like not listening to that voice in your head that gives you the darkness of what you're going for, that is like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? But if it doesn't work out, you pivot, you go somewhere else, you try something else. um it's I feel like truthfully, the if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life,
Yeah.
because your passion excites your life, so you want to do it, you
Yeah.
want to go for it. And if you don't feel that way about what you're doing, you're not passionate about it. Answer is there. It's time to move on and find your passion.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. I mean, I love this whole conversation. We love your
Thanks.
story, your journey, and we're super excited to see what comes next for you. How do we keep in touch? Like, how do we keep following you? Tell us, how do people find you?
On Instagram at alexanhernandez.com, or not.com, but Alexa N Hernandez. I check that. I don't really go on Twitter. I'm like at all. Sorry, you guys. But DM me. My email's on there if you want to email me too. Yeah, that's how we stay in touch.
Yes, you can find your grind. Huh, I never said it like that before. You can find your, go to www.findyourgrind.com, and then go on our Instagram, find our Twitter, subscribe to us on Twitch. Heart, do
I
all the
think she
goods,
might be
do all the good
stuck.
things, hang out, chat, because we're really building a community here. So come, and just get involved.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
I see you staring at the corner of my eye. You seem uneasy, want to approach me through the line. But there's something inside you that just says, who am I? I know exactly cause it happens with all the guys. Show you so much you gotta do. Come on and touch me. Promise you won't even have an attitude unless you sit right next to me. That's what the big devils. It ain't the way to be. Yes, it's true. Yes, I'm in the mood. It's evident you've got that mind. You say you need it. It's all for you. You gotta have it. It's all for you. It's all for you. Look at that body, shaking that thing, looking at it, it's nice picture. 'Cause I'm gonna have to write it tonight. Oh my God, everybody, look at that body, shaking that thing, looking at it, it's nice picture. 'Cause I'm gonna have to write it tonight. It's all for you. You really want it. It's all for you. You say you need it. It's all for you. You gotta have it. It's all for you. You make a move. It's all for you. Look at that body, shaking it, looking at it, it's picture. It's all for you. Look at that body, shaking it, looking at it, it's picture. It's all for you, babe. Soon you'll be only one. Soon you'll be having fun. Come over here and get it some. You really want it. It's all for you. You say you need it. It's all for you. You gotta have it. It's all for you. You make a move. It's all for you.
Who taught you how to move like that? Throw it back in my old school crush. Oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. I really wish I knew you back before I knew too much. And it go 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times can I fall in love in a night? I don't know. No, no, she wanna be with a low-life rapper. Yeah, I'm pretty good at singing too. I can keep you right in tune. We can fall in love right after. And what's up, and what's up, what's up? And what's the difference between you feeling childish? Between you and I, this is perfect timing. Hey, just rewind, yeah, just rewind, yeah. I'm having trouble, can you remind me? Who taught you how to move like that? Throw it back in my old school crush. Oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. I really wish I knew you back before I knew too much. And it go 5, 6, 7, 8. How many times can we hold this gaze without falling deeper in this trance? Just grab my hand and spin around and fall back, yeah. She wanna live like a rock star, want a supercar, have a sense of Hot Wheels. She want the Louis Vuitton, she already got heels. The list go on and on, got a lot to offer. Let the rhythm push you in the right direction. You're my type, no second guessing. I'm alright, cool, calm, collected. Promise I won't bite unless you wanna get aggressive. So what if this was fair? What if right here, right now, we were meant to be together, meet each other in this place? I cannot hear it's too loud, she gets annoyed.
Shine on, diamond, taking away
This passion, you know it just as well as me. Let's stop running from love, running from love. Let's stop, my baby. Let's stop running from us, running from us. Let's stop, my baby. Oh my, I die every night with you. Oh my. Living for, yeah. Oh my. I die every night with you. Oh my.